Morning to everyone. In the previous video, we had already completed exercise 13.2. Hope you people understood those questions. Now in this video, we are going to start exercise 3.3. Okay, so here we are going to deal with the graph questions. Okay, here we are going to do some graph questions. So first question, we have to see the graph and we have to answer the following questions. Okay, so what the question says in the question number 1, use the graph figure 3.3 in your book itself to answer the following question. Okay, we have to look the graph and we have to answer. So first question, what is question? Which is the most popular pet? While looking the graph, we have to answer which one is the most popular pet. So you can see the graph. First pet is given as, in the x-axis and students are given in the y-axis. So dog, cat, rabbit, okay, then others animals are given over here, isn't it? So among this, which is the most popular pet? So looking the graph here, we can say that here this graph, isn't it, this is the highest one and it is most popular. So we can say that cat is the most popular pet, isn't it, because its graph rises at the maximum 50. That's why 50 number of students like cat. That's why it is the most popular pet. Okay, now in the B part of the question, it is said that how many students have dog as a pet. So here we can see in the graph. So dear student, we have to look the graph and we have to answer. So here is the dog, how many? Here is the student. So number of students like the dogs are 8, isn't it? So we can say that the number of students who likes the dog are how many? 8 number of students are going to like or have a dog as a pet. So what is the answer for the first question? A part is cat is the most popular pet, and in the B part answer is 8 students have dog as their pet. Clear everyone? So dear student, what you have to do, you have to write the questions and answer it while looking the graph. You have to look the graph and you have to answer over here. Clear everyone the first answer? Now the second question, it is said that read the bar graph which shows the number of books sold by a bookstore during 5 consecutive years and answer the following question. So here what we have to do, we have to look the graph and answer the following question. So first part of the question, it is said that about how many books were sold in the year 1989. So dear student, if you can't able to see the graph clearly, please take out your book, figure number 3.4, page number 72. Okay, in that you can, in your book you can see the figure very clearly. So in the first part of the question, it is asked that about how many books were sold in the year 1899. So which is the year 1899 is this is the, this one is the year 1899. Okay, this is the year 1899. So here how many books were sold? So the graph is between 200 and 210. It is between 210. So the answer for the first 1899 is how many books were sold? That is 180 books, because it is just, suppose this is a graph, this is 100, isn't it, and this is 200, where mark in your book. Okay, we are going to draw the graph for the year 1989. So it will be races like this, isn't it? So this will be the center part in your graph. So the center of 100 and 200 will be marked as 150, isn't it? We can see that the graph is above the center. Center से थोड़ा ऊपर है. That means it is considered as 180. That's why we can say that in the year 1989, 180 books were sold. Okay, then in the second part of the question, that is 1990, in the year 1990 how many books were sold? So this is the year 1990, the second graph, isn't it? So we can see that here the number of books were sold is 475. Why 475? I can draw the graph and show you why it is 475. here the graph is being drawn like this, isn't it, for the year 1990, isn't it? Now you can see that the graph is between 500 and 400. Okay, this is the center, 500 400, it will be 450 is the center, it is just above of 450, that's why it is considered as 475. So have you understood? So dear student, look the graph very carefully and answer the following question. Clear? Then in the same part of the question, in the year 1992 how many books were sold? So this, which one is the year for 1992? This is the year for 1992, and the graph and the books were sold in the year 1992 is 225 books were sold. Clear? Now the second part of the question, in which year were about 475 books were sold? In which year? Just in the question number A part we had seen that, isn't it? So in which year that book where 475 books were sold? That is the year is 1990. About 475 books were sold, and in 1992 how many books were sold? That is 225 books were sold. So dear students, by looking the graph we have to answer the following question. So question number 2 first part will help you to answer the second part. Question number 1, question number 2 first part will help for answer the second part. Okay, now in the third part of the question it is said that in which year were the fewer than 250 books were sold? Fewer than 250 books were sold, that means less than the 250 books were sold in which year? That is in the year 1989 and in the year 1992. So this is the 2 year where the less number of books were sold. Clear? In the year 1989 and in the year 1992 less number of books, that means less than 250 books were sold in this 2 year. Now in the fourth part of question number 2 it is said that can you explain how you would estimate the number of books sold in the year 1989? Now estimation it is asked. So in the year 1989 how many books were sold? That books were sold as 180. So by reading the graph we calculate that 180 books were sold in the year 1989. So it is asking about the estimation. So 180 will be estimated. Estimated, that means round off, that you had already studied in the 6th standard, isn't it? So round off of 180 will be how much? 200. So near about, while we are doing the estimate of 180 it will be 200. So near about 200 books were sold in the year 1989. Of course it is 200 is not given in the answer, but here since it is said to estimate, therefore we had estimated 180. So estimation of 180 will be 200. Clear? So hope you people understood the first and the second question solution. Clear? Now in question number 3, 4, 5 and 6 we have to draw the graph. So for drawing the graph what you have to do? You have to take a graph paper, okay, then draw the graph in that and stick it in your copy. Clear? Since here the graph is not clearly, you can see here the graph is given which is not clear. So in the next page, that means at the down of this video I will show you the graph properly. Now just we will concentrate to answer the question which is asked, then after we will draw the graph. Okay, so number of children in 6 different classes are given. Class 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th standard classes are given, and number of student in 5th class is 135, number of students in 6th class is 120, 7th class 95, 8th class 100, 9th class 90 and 10th class number of students were 80. Okay, so first we have to answer the following question, that is how would you choose a scale? So scale, as you know that for drawing a graph it is very important to choose the scale. So scale is totally depend on us, isn't it? So here we are going to choose 1 unit is equals to 25 student, or one unit we can also consider as 10 children, one unit also consider as 5 children. According to our convenient, we can choose the scale. So I had chosen the scale as 1 unit is equals to 25 children. Clear? You can choose the scale according to your convenient also. Now the B part of the question, it is asked that answer the following question first. Which class has the maximum number of children and minimum number of children? So looking the table from the question, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th standard, look the number of children where the maximum number of children are there. In the class 5th, maximum number of children are 135 and minimum number of children were there in class 10th. So we can say that 5th class has the maximum number of children and 10th class has the minimum number of children. By looking the table from question number 3 itself, we can say the B part answer. Okay, now in the same way, question number 2 for B part, find the ratio of students of class 6 to the student of class 8th. How to find the ratio? Ratio everybody know, we had already studied the chapter. Ratio is equals to A is to B. This is the ratio, that is we will write in the form of fraction, that is A upon B. So for ratio for class 5th, it is asking about class 6th and class 8th, isn't it? So for class 6th and class, which class we are having? 8th class, isn't it? So for class 6th, what is the ratio we are having? Class 6 is to class 8th, isn't it? So what is the number of students we are having in class 6th? So number of students we are having in class 6 is 180 is to number of students we are having in class 8th is 100. We can write 120 is to 180 in the form of ratio. So 120 upon 100 in the form of ratio, isn't it? Because ratios can be written in the form of fraction also, that is A is to B is equals to A upon B. So here we are going to cancel the zeros from the numerator and denominator. The 10 and 12 will get cancelled by the table of which table? By the table of 2, isn't it? 2 5 is 10, so 5 with 10 will get cancelled 5 times in table of 2, and 2 6 is 12, so 12 will get cancelled in the table of 2 how many times? 6 times. So what is the number left out? That 6 is to 5. So what is the ratio we are having? That is 6 is to 5 is the ratio. So clear everyone? So ratio for number of student in class 6th upon number of student in class 8th will be 6 is to 5. Clear this question everyone? Now as I told you about that, we have to draw the graph, isn't it? Sorry. So here I had drawn the graph, which you have to note down in a graph paper and stick it in your copy. Clear? So here one more thing you have to write in this scale. So here at the top you have to write scale as what the scale we had chosen. 1 unit is equals to 25 children. At the top you have to write. Okay. Here you have to write in the graph paper. So here this one is the x-axis, this one is the y-axis. Clear? And this one is the origin of the graph. 0 indicates as origin of the graph. So as you know that how to draw the graph paper is distributed in the form of grid like this, isn't it? Like this the grid is there. So if we are going to consider this as an y-axis and this as an x-axis, isn't it? This one box is considered as 25 children. That means from 0 to 10 it will be considered as 25 student. Then from 10 to 20 again 25 student. From 20 to 30 again 25 students. So this is known as scale, which we have to choose. So one scale is equals to 1 unit is equals to how many children we are considered here? That is 25 children we had considered. Okay, so one box of the graph paper will be considered as 25 student. Clear everyone? Now look the graph carefully. On the y-axis, that means on the vertical y-axis, vertical line is said to be as a y-axis and number of children were drawn in the y-axis. While in the x-axis, which is a horizontal line, there we are going to write the classes. Clear? So these are the graph which you have to draw in your copy in a graph paper and stick it in your copy. Clear? Now Next question we are going to see is question number, which question number? Question number 6. So here, this is question number 4. We had already seen question number 5. Okay, now look, the performance of student in first and second term is given. Draw a double bar graph choosing appropriate scale and answer the following. So here first term and second term, as you people are having the mid-term and the annual exam, in the same way here also first term and the second term exam is going to held for the subject English, Hindi, Maths, Science and Social. The marks is being given for the first term and the second terms out of 100. Okay, now here is the graph also we have to draw for this question, as it is said in the question to draw the double graph. Okay, so here the graph is not visible clearly. At the down I will show you the graph. So first we will answer the following question for the question number 4. First, what is said that in which subject has the child improve his performance and the most? So in which subject he has improved? In the first term English 67 and second term 70, Hindi 72, second term 65. Even Max, first term he got 88 and the second term 95. Then Science 81 and in the second term 85. Social 73 in the first term and 75 in the second term. Now looking the table, we can see the difference. That means we have to subtract. So this is for English. What is the difference for both the term marks is, that is 67 and 70. Subtracting 3 marks is there. Then in Hindi, poor performance is there because the answer comes in the negative form. That's why. So the graph for Hindi, it is the, compared to the first term, the marks is going to decrease in the second term. Okay, then in the mathematics 7 marks, in the science 4 marks, and then in the social 2 marks. So in which subject the student has improved his performance most? So the subject is mathematics. So in the mathematics subject the student has improved his performance. Clear everyone? Now he has most improved in the math subjects. Clear? Now in the second part of the question, in which subject is the improvement the least? Is the improvement the least means less improvement is there. So in the social study and in science, you can see here the social study and science he had improved very less. So in science, social study subject he has improved very less. Clear? So in social study subject the person has improved very less, that is 2 marks only improvement is there in that. Okay, now has the performance gone down in any subject? Yes, the performance goes down in the subject Hindi. Why it is? Because the performance goes decrease in Hindi, that's why. So here is the solution for question number 4. Okay, now question number 5. In the question number 5, consider this data collected from the survey of a colony. Favorite sports watching and participating. Favorite sports are cricket, basketball, swimming, hockey and athletics is there. Then watching and participating. The number of person is going to watch, like to watch and like to participate are datas are being given. What you have to do for the first, we have to draw the double bar graph by choosing an appropriate scale. In the second, which sports is most popular? We can see that the most popular sports is, by seeing the graph we can answer it, that is cricket itself, isn't it? Which is the more preferred watching or participating sports? That is talking to a particular person who prepare the person who know to how to play, they will only get participated, but most of the person are not knowing to how to play the game, so that person are going to watch. So which is more preferred, watching or participating in sports? So dear student, the answer for the third is watching is more preferred in sports. Okay, so here is the graph. Clear? So graph I will show again, another graph I will show you how to draw in the graph paper. Here it is not clearly visible. So first answer, as I told you, we have to draw a graph, double bar graph. Then second answer is cricket is most popular and watching sports is more preferred. Okay, now look the graph. Question number 4 graph is here. As I told you, here two terms are given, first term and the second term, isn't it? First term and second term. So the graph is here. So wherever the green bar is there, that is the marks for the first midterm, and wherever the pink bar is there, that is the mark for the second midterm. This is the scale. Okay, scale is mark. So marks are on the y-axis and subject are mentioned in the x-axis. So you have to look and draw the graph. Clear everyone? Next, question number 5 graph is here, watching and participating, isn't it? So you can see here, watching and participating. Watching will be from the green and participating from the pink, it is mentioned. So very well known by you people how to draw the graph, isn't it? Now, question number 6. What is given in question number 6? The last part of this question. Take the data given the minimum and maximum temperature of various cities given in the beginning of this chapter. Plot a double bar graph using the data and answer the following. That means already the data is being given in the table 3.1 at the starting of the chapter. Okay, there you can see the data. So, which city has the largest difference in the temperature and maximum temperature on the given data? So, let's answer first the following question, then I will show you the graph in a clear way. Okay, since the graph is blurred over here, so you people can't able to draw. So, let's answer the question, then I will show the graph. So, first question it is, which city has the largest difference in the maximum and minimum temperature on the given data? So, the answer will be Jammu has the largest difference in temperature, that is maximum temperature is 41 degrees centigrade and minimum temperature is 20 degrees centigrade. Difference, that means you have to subtract, isn't it? So 41 degrees centigrade will be subtracted with 26 degrees centigrade. You will get the answer as 15 degree centigrade. Then the second, second question asked, which is the hottest city and which is the coldest city? So Jammu is the hottest city due to maximum temperature is high. Okay, and Bangalore is the coldest city due to maximum temperature is low. Then third, name two cities where maximum temperature of one was less than the minimum temperature of the other. So here maximum temperature of Bangalore is 28 degrees centigrade. Minimum temperature of two cities whose minimum temperature is higher than the maximum temperature of Bangalore are Ahmedabad and Jaipur, where the minimum temperature 29 degrees centigrade. Clear? Then the last part, what is asked in the question? Name the city which has the least difference between its minimum and maximum temperature. So Mumbai has the least temperature in the minimum has the least difference in temperature, that is maximum temperature is 32 degrees centigrade and minimum temperature is 27 degrees centigrade. Difference, that means 32 degrees Celsius or centigrade will be subtracted with 27 degrees centigrade. We will get the answer as 5 degree centigrade. So these are the answers which are asked in the question. Now what about the graph? Graph I can show you here. Here is the graph which you have to draw. It's a very easy one to draw the graph. All of you know how to draw, isn't it? So cities is mentioned on x-axis while the temperature is mentioned on the y-axis. So here is the graph which you have to note down. Clear? So for today, thank you everyone.